Auckland.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been to Auckland several, many years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It's people from overseas love New Zealand.
You like the South Island especially.
Oh, okay. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I think we find, I think we like enjoy going out because everything's bigger and better overseas. So, but I noticed that people from overseas like the quiet.
Oh, I don't know that Mayor
But
really needs one, but I mean, we can Mayor, just in case, yeah.
We work really closely with our Microsoft folks there because Minecraft is in all the schools in New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Minecraft's huge in New Zealand. Yeah, everyone goes there. Yeah. We just came back from a tour, a bus tour.
How was it? Oh, so you're fine.
Yeah.
We've been the same. I'm like overheating constantly here.
It's okay. Are you from here?
We live in Seattle.
Seattle. Is it hot?
It's been hot because it's summer, but we don't have humidity. So it's the humidity that we're.
Because the LA delegates, they find it very cold. And this is like a hot place.
Yes, and I've noticed that the locals are wearing like winter jackets that we'll wear if it's like freezing out.
Yeah, yeah.
And meanwhile, Susan and I are wearing sleeveless tops and sweating. I'm gonna take my jacket off because
Spring is around 19, 20, 21.
Who gets
You need
I have
a
an
headset.
18-year-old. Yeah, I can't imagine him.
Yeah.
He's too introverted for something.
Yeah.
Mike was not going to be here?
No,
They're very impressive.
it's you and Mayor Adler, and then here are the youth, Mr.
Yeah. So
Jovenson Macias.
panels and
Se lo dices a Mike. A Mike que si viene.
We're
Porque él me
excited to
dijo que
talk
iba
to you guys maybe after this. I hope you have a session.
Dile a Mark que venga, él me dijo que aquí iba a hacer el anuncio de que lo pusimos ayer. C40 lo va a hacer. Entonces no sé lo que quiere hacer él. Aquí no hay nadie
we'd like to hear what they're doing.
directivo de C40.
We don't get to do Oh, there was a session afterwards. Yeah, I think it's a lunch with Michael.
Right. Hi, Rose. Good to meet you. Am I all set? Yeah, I'd be in trouble if I wasn't. I haven't. Yeah, I hadn't decided exactly what I was going to say because I wanted to hear what everybody else said and then I could make it more relevant. But yeah, I can announce Just Schools Reinventing
I was
Cities
involved in several conversations
partnership with
with
C40.
other mayors and
Is there anything else you want to make sure?
to talk about.
Yeah, is this okay? Close to that? Yes, it's one for the text. You want me to my table? Thanks.
Mayor Adler?
How is your family doing in Ethan?
Some people have like 40-hour trainings.
Yes.
It's been a fun week.
So it was far for us, but I got here Saturday morning, so I got lots of days to acclimate.
Most of us came Tuesday, Wednesday. We're just trying to get through. But we're still having fun.
We watched those
Are you
hurricanes
heading home like this
on
week?
our level coming across.
And then straight back? Are you in school?
Yeah, we lived here.
I grew up in Canada, so
Oh, okay.
Good.
we're in university.
Mayor,
too.
you
Yeah.
ready? Okay, all right. All right, we'll begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little blood.
Don, are we good? Okay, right, great. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in person, and hello to media from around the world who are watching on live stream. My name is Deborah Greenspan. I'm with the C40 Cities Communication Team, and I will be moderating today's press conference. So over these last couple days, we've acknowledged the urgent problem that we're facing. We've shared solutions, and earlier today, C40 mayors made an urgent call for more investment in urban climate action. But one crucial point we've heard throughout the summit, especially from our youth partners, is that we need to turn global vision into local action. That's why we're particularly excited to have these amazing speakers next to me to announce plans for a new network of city youth climate councils. This worldwide network will facilitate the political empowerment and engagement of young climate leaders in local decision-making. So here on stage, we have an inspiring mix of mayors, business leaders, and members of the C40 Global Youth and Mayors Forum, who are working together to ensure a healthy, sustainable future for us all. Joining us on stage are Mayor Claudia Lopez, Mayor of Bogota and C40 Vice Chair, Esther Camara from Freetown, Mayor Steve Adler from Austin, Jovenson Macias from Port-au-Prince, Nikki Becker from Buenos Aires, Dylan Chan from Auckland, and Allison Matthews, Head of Minecraft Education with Mojang Studios at Microsoft. So before I hand over to Mayor Lopez, just a quick housekeeping note. After our speakers deliver brief remarks, there will be an opportunity for media in the room to ask questions. We will take your questions in the room, and for those watching online, you can go to c40summit.org, and on the media page, you'll find a QR code to give you access to ask questions. And with that, I'm happy to introduce our first speaker, Mayor Lopez, to share more about the importance of engaging young people in climate decision-making.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. Mil gracias a todos por acompañarnos en esta rueda de prensa con los jóvenes de diferentes ciudades que han venido a este encuentro y que han sido no solamente activos en este encuentro, sino en sus respectivas ciudades y países liderando la acción urgente, la acción decidida y comprometida de la sociedad, del gobierno local y de los gobiernos nacionales en materia de cambio climático. Los jóvenes nos hacen actuar con urgencia, los jóvenes tienen impaciencia, los jóvenes tienen propuestas concretas y los jóvenes saben, y aquí lo hemos discutido, que aunque podrían estar usando su tiempo en muchas otras cosas propias de su edad, si no se involucran decididamente en este no tanto debate como acción específica para cambiar nuestros hábitos de vida y tener sostenibilidad, pues simplemente las democracias no van a producir los resultados que ellos necesitan para su bienestar presente y futuro. De manera que, en primer lugar, todos los alcaldes de C40, que somos líderes a quienes no nos tienen que convencer de la seriedad del cambio climático, a quienes no nos tienen que convencer de la evidencia científica, a quienes no nos tienen que convencer del compromiso. Este es posiblemente el encuentro más fructífero para aterrizar y acelerar acciones, porque estamos los jóvenes, que son la fuerza del cambio, de la demanda, de la exigencia, de la innovación, que están cambiando sus propios hábitos de vida mucho más rápido que otros. Y los gobiernos locales, que tenemos capacidad de acción, que estamos cerca a ellos, que escuchamos sus voces y en general los de la sociedad civil, y que tenemos la capacidad de producir resultados específicos de corto, mediano y largo plazo. De manera que esta conjunción de jóvenes y alcaldes es posiblemente la fuerza de acción rápida por el cambio climático más importante que exista. Y así lo hemos demostrado. Como vicepresidenta de C40, yo quiero no solamente agradecerle, y como vicepresidenta que ha presidido las deliberaciones virtuales y ahora afortunadamente presenciales de nuestro Consejo de Jóvenes y los alcaldes de C40, me complace mucho anunciar que la propuesta que discutimos ayer para que C40 lidere en cada ciudad miembro de nuestra plataforma el encuentro directo entre los jóvenes de la ciudad de C40 y los alcaldes en la respectiva ciudad ha sido adoptada y lo va a hacer C40. Segundo, que además de ese encuentro directo entre los jóvenes que nos acompañan aquí o de cada ciudad y el alcalde de su respectiva ciudad, no solamente va a haber un encuentro en la plataforma de diálogo, sino vamos a encontrar la manera de organizar una convocatoria de proyectos que tengan aportes de jóvenes en la ciudad y aportes de alcaldes en común. Y esa convocatoria conjunta o iniciativas conjuntas de jóvenes y alcaldes de la ciudad de C40 serán promovidas como escenarios de financiación a través de nuestra plataforma también. Luego, dos propuestas específicas que estuvimos discutiendo ayer, que en cada ciudad que se vincule a C40, el alcalde respectivo se encargue de que en efecto haya un Consejo de Juventud por el Clima, formal o informal, electo o no electo, cada ciudad tendrá su propio diseño institucional, pero lo importante es que haya un espacio, un consejo de diálogo y de acción de los propios jóvenes. Segundo, que esa plataforma, ese Consejo de Jóvenes, converse, dialogue con el alcalde de la respectiva ciudad de C40. Y tercero, que además de diálogo puedan proponer iniciativas conjuntas a través de C40 y que les puedan ayudar a conseguir financiación a través de la plataforma C40. De manera que nos vamos con tres cosas que discutimos, tres cosas que conversamos y tres cosas que formalmente hoy anunciamos como un compromiso de C40 con el Consejo de Jóvenes de las ciudades de C40 y con todos los jóvenes del mundo.
Thank you, Mayor Lopez. Next, we have Esther Kamara, founder and executive director of Youth Initiative for Climate Action, Sierra Leone.
Ona Kushe, good afternoon to everyone, the media and youths from the C40. The fight against climate change has taken the top strategy for too long. Young people, especially women and young girls, are the most vulnerable in the climate crisis and has been left out in the fight for too long. It is time for the government and the world leaders change the approach from top-bottom to a bottom-top strategy. We cannot win the fight while those who are the most affected play the role of observers. We as young people are asking government and world leaders to ensure that young people, women, and girls are given equal platform to contribute to the fight against climate change. As this year's C40 summit theme is United in Action, it is imperative on leaders from across the board to ensure that climate action strategies do not only come from those on the top of the ladder, but from everyone, from the slums, rural suburbs, the local markets, and communities. It is not possible to win the fight against climate change when we still have bystanders. Leaders should take the bold step to make the fight inclusive and sustainable for all. Today, as young leaders leading climate action movements from across the world, we have reaffirmed our commitment to the fight against climate change. It is evident that with our zest, energy, and willpower, we can boost the effort of world leaders and we will win the fight against climate change together. Against climate together, sorry. Until we are united in action, there is no way the fight against climate change can be won. We need to bring everyone on board, and prioritizing women and young girls shouldn't be negotiable. In Freetown, where I come from, the mayor's climate strategies are winning because it has centered so far on galvanizing grassroots partnership and increasing involvement of locals. We are calling on leaders to increase the involvement of women and young girls in climate decision-making at all levels. When united in action, we can win the fight against climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Mayor Adler, you two have found ways to involve youth in Austin's sustainability plan. We'd love to hear from you next.
Thank you, and I just want to say that every moment of my involvement with the Global Youth Council has been inspiring to me. And I am particularly excited and pleased with the announcement today of the new global network of global climate youth councils, and I believe that to be very timely. You know, we have heard throughout this conference about, and we have turning our global conversation into real local action. And as a mayor, local action is what really I'm all about. And I'm proud to say that in my city, Austin, the Austin Youth Climate Equity Council is doing very important and very visible work. You know, in our meeting yesterday with the Global Youth and Mayors Forum, the question was asked as to whether or not the work of that forum was resulting in real concrete action. And I think Mayor Lopez, the three proposals that have gone forward, even as they have been refined from the conversation that we had yesterday, is an indication of that. But I will also tell the participants in the Global Youth Forum that it was that action that inspired and led to the emphasis in our community of our local Austin Youth Climate Equity Council. And I'm deeply proud of the action that they have taken the young people in my city, delivering on community impacts which address each tenets of Austin's climate equity plan. And Austin, Texas is not alone. There are youth councils across the world, and the exciting announcement today of forming a network of those councils, I believe, could be just incredibly powerful. I believe that this network could support cities even more around the world, and we need to support that. And we need to support the young people around the world in order to make that spark and create that energy. Our world needs youth city councils everywhere. That's why I was incredibly pleased to contribute, along with the youth leaders and other mayors, to the C40's guide on meaningful youth engagement at the city level, making sure that we create climate councils that are places for real action, for real engagement and real decision making. But we can't stop there. We know that cities are doing a lot to tackle climate change, but we also know that collectively we need to do more, we need to do faster to keep the climate crisis at bay. We need our work with young people to help us speed up and scale up the rollout of climate solutions, to get more and more residents on board and ensure we create communities and economies where everyone can thrive. You know, local action is important, and local action around the world, when it is coordinated and aligned and reinforcing, becomes the collective action that's needed to save the world. Mayor Lopez, again, I congratulate you on all the amazing proposals that you brought to the table to take this critical work forward, reflecting the work of the Global Youth Council. And I look forward to working with you and the young people here today to make this new phase a success. And I congratulate the entire youth delegation to this conference. Young people are the leaders not of tomorrow, but of today. And we need their commitment. We need their immediate action. Your impatience is inspiring and motivating, and I want to join you in this work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next speaker is Javenson Macius, founder of Climates Haiti and Sustainability Week Port-au-Prince.
Hello. It's working? Bonjour, hello, hola. My name is Javenson Macius. I am from Haiti. It's a pleasure for me to be here today in Buenos Aires for taking part of this forum, this press conference about the launch of the C40 Global Youth Network, and I'm so pleased to be here. Before beginning, I would like to thank the mayors who took this initiative to launch this Council of Youth, and I would like to thank you too for being here, for attending this press conference. Unlike other people on the table, my intervention will not be a statement, so I'm gonna try to talk more about the C40 Global Youth Climate Council that will be launched very soon. And I thank you already for your attention. Before beginning, I would like to say that this initiative took by the mayors who were part of the C40 cities is a very great initiative, because this initiative tries to include young people in the climate movement area. And I think if we have the help of the leaders, of all the stakeholders, we can do a lot of things, because young people can't lead the way only. They need help from other people who have the power or who have the possibility. And the C40 Global Youth Council that will be launched. This council have several goals. Like the first one is to create new city youth council, to create new city youth climate council, to strengthen existing city youth climate council, to connect city youth climate council across C40 cities so that they can learn from one another and share best practice. And the C40 Global Youth Climate Council will have the goal to advocate for the delivery of inclusive climate action globally and coordination with other climate councils. And to finish, I can say that this council, this network will be able to empower young climate activists to engage in climate decision-making, this climate decision-making area. And to finish, I would like to say that the C40 Global Youth Council network will undoubtedly a huge part of the global youth climate movement in the world. And I'm supposed to be part of the person who are launching this Climate Council today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Javenson. Our next speaker is Nikki Becker, a youth climate leader at the local and national level here in our host country and co-founder of Youth for Climate Argentina.
Bueno, me pone muy contenta que el C40, la Cumbre Climática de Alcaldes, tenga lugar en Buenos Aires, porque es algo que no suele pasar, no suele haber eventos internacionales tan importantes en Latinoamérica, pero también porque permite que mucha gente, e incluso amigos, puedan conocer la ciudad donde nací, donde crecí y que tanto quiero. Pero también creo que al ser la cumbre acá en Buenos Aires, hay un montón de temas que no podemos dejar de hablar para pensar en esas ciudades del presente y del futuro que son más justas y también más sostenibles. Como por ejemplo el rol fundamental que tienen los cartoneros y las cartoneras en la ciudad de Buenos Aires a la hora de transformar lo que solemos llamar basura en reciclaje y que vuelva a la economía, como también la necesidad que tiene este sector del reconocimiento por parte del Estado y la sanción que tiene pendiente todavía en el Congreso de la Ley de Envases con Inclusión Social. Y un tema que tampoco podemos dejar de hablar a la hora de pensar en ciudades más justas y más sostenibles tiene que ver con los espacios verdes, que es una problemática que en muchas ciudades y que también en Buenos Aires tenemos, porque depende del barrio donde uno viva y del recurso económico. Puedes encontrar muchos espacios verdes a tu alrededor o tenés que caminar mucho tiempo a la hora de tratar de encontrar una plaza. Y cuando hablamos de espacios verdes, lo que estamos hablando en realidad es de medidas de adaptación a la crisis climática, que sabemos que para nuestras ciudades no tiene que ver con una cuestión meramente del futuro, sino que ya estamos viendo los impactos ahora en el presente, como por ejemplo con la ola de calor que sufrimos en Buenos Aires el año pasado y que sabemos que no impacta a todos de la misma forma, sino que impacta por sobre todo a los sectores históricamente más vulnerables de la sociedad, que son a su vez quienes menos contribuyeron a que estemos en esta situación. Por eso, cuando hablamos de que no hay justicia ambiental sin justicia social, no podemos hablar solamente de transportes eléctricos, sino también tenemos que hablar de urbanización de los barrios, de la inclusión de estos barrios y de que todos tengan acceso a recursos básicos, a servicios básicos, como el agua y saneamiento, que es algo que hoy en día todavía es una deuda pendiente en muchas ciudades de Latinoamérica y del resto del mundo. Y también creo que al ser un evento que tiene lugar en Buenos Aires, y también en vistas a la conferencia de las partes que va a tener lugar el mes que viene en Egipto, es importante también poner sobre la mesa la necesidad de transferencia de fondos de países del norte global hacia los países del sur, que tienen esta responsabilidad a través del Acuerdo de París, pero que todavía seguimos esperando que estos fondos lleguen a nuestros países para poder realizar una transición que sea justa y que no deje a nadie atrás. Por todas estas razones y porque sabemos que todavía estamos lejos de lograr estas ciudades que queremos, hoy la juventud de Argentina, de Buenos Aires, pero también del resto del mundo, nos vamos a movilizar a las 5 de la tarde en la Plaza Emilio Mitre, para justamente, porque entendemos que todavía queda mucho por hacer, que queda mucho por pensar, y que queda mucho por construir y que la juventud necesariamente tiene que ser un sector incluido a la hora de pensar una ciudad tanto ambiental como socialmente más justa. Así que nos vemos hoy a las 5 de la tarde. Gracias.
Thank you, Nikki. Our next speaker, Dylan Chan, is a longtime youth activist now working for the Auckland Council's Climate Community Outreach Team. Dylan?
Kia ora koutou katoa and warm greetings to all attendees of the C40 World Mayors Summit. After several years of COVID-19 lockdowns and restrictions hampering youth-led climate initiatives, today's announcement of the Global Youth City Climate Council Network is an amazing opportunity for youth across the globe to unite once again for climate action. In my own city, Auckland, our local government has already provided the opportunities for young people like myself to voice our opinions and needs on the climate crisis. But what we now need to see from all mayors and cities around the world is the establishment of these youth councils to sit alongside local governments and not under them. Because we know exactly what we want for our futures and for our children's futures. For those young people who struggle to find a seat at the table, I do hope that this international network will help to provide you with the adequate resources and tools needed to engage with climate policies around the world. For our mayors, you have a responsibility to not only listen to us, but to meet with us, to engage with us, and to act upon our advice. Close neighbours of Aotearoa, New Zealand, is our Pacific Island nations, many of whom are currently experiencing the harshest effects of climate change as we speak, and are bearing the brunt of the crisis. Thousands of our Pacifica brothers and sisters are suffering now and losing their ancestral homes due to the world's biggest polluters and corporations. But whilst none of this is new information to us, our Pacifica community still have no seat at the decision-making table when it comes to making an impact on climate policy. So to young people, to mayors, to city delegates, I encourage that any youth councils you establish around the world to please have an inclusive and diverse range of voices represented, particularly from our Indigenous and First Nations people and those countries who are battling the effects of climate change every single day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. Our final speaker today is Allison Matthews, Head of Minecraft Education. And Allison, I believe you have an exciting announcement to make here today.
I do, and it's been wonderful to hear all of the other speakers and hear what they care about. I'm Allison, I represent Minecraft Education, and I'm here to talk to you about how we're partnering with the C40 cities to extend their Reinventing Cities program to schools all around the world. So Minecraft, if you have any children in your life, you're familiar. It's a video game. We're the best-selling video game of all time. We have 120 million players in the game every month, and we have millions more that are using Minecraft to learn in schools all around the world. So when I've listened to our youth delegates this week and to mayors speak on stage, I've heard the need to educate youth more broadly on the climate crisis and the impacts that are being felt in communities. I've also heard our youth delegates talk about the need to be heard by city leadership and have their voices be included in decision-making processes in the city. So Minecraft wants to help. We have years of experience in building educational content in our game that educate on really tough topics, because within Minecraft, it's basically an endless virtual world where you can use blocks to have adventures, but you can also dive in, and it's a safe space to create and to learn about tough topics. So we address topics like how to be a more active citizen, the impacts of lack of social justice on communities, even what happens when rivers flood in cities and mitigation elements there. And so what we've started to do is take the Minecraft game and challenge young people in schools to reimagine a part of their city and to build it in Minecraft so people can actually see their ideas and have a tangible representation of what the young people want to see their city transform into. And so our job as Minecraft is to not let those ideas end with us. We want to take those ideas in partnership with mayors and city leadership and make sure that we're connecting these ideas directly to city leaders on the specific areas of the city that the city knows that they have to transform. So that's what we're hoping to do in partnership with C40 and our new Schools Reinventing Cities program. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Allison. So we've run a bit long, which is good because you've heard a lot of important things here today, but we may have time for a question or two. Yes. If you can just say your name and affiliation and perhaps direct your question to one or more of the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Stephanie from the Climate Save Movement. I'm from Buenos Aires, but I will speak in English because I think maybe it's easier for some of you to understand. First of all, thank you for creating the Youth Engagement Playbook for Cities. I think it was a great starting point for involvement and participation. So far, in most cities, youth are involved in nice-to-have activities such as tree planting, and of course that is great, but as you mentioned, we need to have formal spaces for participation with real impact on public policies. Back in 2015, I had the chance to participate in the C40 Latin America Mayors Summit, where mayors committed to have all electric buses in their cities by 2020. I was so excited about it. It was everywhere in the news. But as you can see in Buenos Aires, we don't have a single electric bus by 2022. And I don't think the situation is different in those other cities that also committed. So my questions are, how to effectively monitor the commitments assumed by the mayors in our cities, ensuring that they correspond to the climate action plans and the emission reduction goals that we have? And also, do you think we could create a network that is strong enough to follow up on those commitments and be actively involved in the design and follow-up of the climate action plans? Thank you.
Great, thank you.
The question is for any of you, maybe Claudia, as you are promoting youth in participation, or any of you. Thank you.
Sure. So Mayor Adler or Mayor Lopez, does either of you want to tackle the first part of that question, and then maybe we can talk about collaboration?
The first part of the question being, how do we get the commitments, and can we hold people to the commitments?
Yes. Yeah, accountability.
I share the frustration. I think the whole world shares the frustration that the commitments and the needed action 10 years ago and 20 years ago wasn't taken. In my community, the emphasis on climate change mitigation and its importance as a priority is something that is growing as the frustration is growing. So in our community right now, it's a very real priority. And in the community that I'm from, taking really specific and concrete action to put resources to climate change mitigation and to do it at a scale that reflects the scale of the challenge that we're presenting. That's not the same thing in cities, all cities across the world. And that's the problem or the challenge that we have. There are a lot of cities here at C40 that are very motivated cities. But there are a lot of cities that are not here and are not present. Your next question was, with respect to youth councils, could they be effective? And the answer to that is they have to be. They have to be effective. And I believe that the more engaged youth are in all communities, the better chance we have to see real change, because I think that's what we've seen across the world to date.
Great. And as far as the electric bus commitment, I think the year was 2025, but we're fast approaching. Do you want to address that? Yeah.
El compromiso de la electrificación del transporte, que es uno de los mayores aportes que podemos hacer las ciudades a la reducción de los efectos del cambio climático. Es un compromiso que está hecho para el año 2030 en términos generales globales, porque se alineó esa meta climática con el logro de los Objetivos de Desarrollo Sostenible 2030 y con la nueva agenda urbana. Entonces, en general estamos alineados en ese año. En el caso de América Latina, no conozco en particular el caso de Buenos Aires, seguramente Horacio, si estuviera aquí, nos podría contar mejor los planes en los que está avanzando. Pero en el caso de América Latina, 2 ciudades estamos liderando la electrificación de las flotas de buses, Santiago de Chile y Bogotá. Y es una competencia linda, digamos, es una emulación. En este momento, Bogotá tiene la flota de buses eléctricos más grande de cualquier ciudad en el mundo fuera de China. Tenemos 1.485 buses eléctricos, pero no solamente eso, sino que decidimos empatar esa meta climática con una meta social muy importante, y es que creamos un operador público de transporte. El transporte, como la construcción, son sectores que generan mucho empleo, pero más del 90% de ese empleo es ejercido por hombres. En el caso de La Rolita, la operadora de transporte público que creó Bogotá, más del 60% del personal somos mujeres, desde la gerente, pasando por las conductoras, por el personal de asistencia, entre otras cosas porque el 65% de las usuarias de transporte público en Bogotá, en nuestro sistema Transmilenio, que es uno de los mejores BRTs del mundo, somos mujeres. Entonces, hay metas de género, hay metas sociales y hay metas ambientales. Y este es solo un ejemplo de cómo se pueden y se deben alinear las 3 metas, tal cual como lo estabas diciendo tú. El trabajo con los jóvenes, con las mujeres, con los gobiernos locales y nacionales es crucial. Ahora, dicho esto, debo decir también, pero me refería a Santiago de Chile porque ellos, cuando abran su próxima licitación, seguramente van a pasar a ser los que lideren. Entonces vamos a estar ahí en una emulación muy, muy bonita. Y en la región vamos a ir avanzando, y de hecho una de las metas específicas de las ciudades C40 es conseguir financiación para agilizar la electrificación del transporte. Pero debo decir también que aunque hay un compromiso claro, y estoy segura que lo vamos a cumplir, los efectos de la pandemia, los efectos sociales, financieros, la inestabilidad desafortunadamente económica que hay en este momento en el mundo, en parte derivada por la pandemia, pero profundizada por la inaceptable guerra causada por Rusia, de manera injustificada, obviamente pone en dificultades de estabilidad macroeconómica y financiera a muchos gobiernos, y vamos a tener que ser bastante audaces sobre cómo logramos superar estos desafíos.
Thank you, Mayor. So we're very short on time, but I do want to make sure we have a chance to hear from any of our youth members here who want to chime in on this question. I think, in particular, would love to hear about your expectations of the Youth City Climate Council networks and how they might help address some of these challenges. We'll throw it open to anyone.
Well, I have a quick question, if I may.
We're-
Mr. Adler, you flew over 5,000 miles to be here.
So we're here to listen to the young people who are on this stage right now.
Hypocritical. A local mayor in Argentina has already admitted to us on camera that it's hypocritical. Wouldn't it make more
So
sense to attend
I
this
think
virtually?
I would love to hear from our youth who we're trying to highlight at this moment in time. Thank you very much.
We made it very clear that we were done with questions. The event is running over.
Okay, thank you. No comment on
Anyone?
Mr. Adler?
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We would look forward to, if you are interested in learning more about the exciting C40 Global Youth City Climate Council Network, you can look online at c40summit.org. And we hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.